Hey guys, I'm Wolfie, and today we got some subjects to get to, some big news. 49ers Pro Bowlers, we got some despite this crazy L of a season. There's some players out there that made it. And mainly it's due to the fans, somewhat a popularity contest, but still, credit to them. Some players were deserving and they were pretty good, and I think they deserve it. We're going to talk about was Lenoir snubbed and see what he has to say about that. Then we got Purdy's injury, 49ers versus Cardinals, and if we have the time, Pro Bowlers across the league. And what if Saquon played on Sunday? What if he played? If I was the Giants, what would I do? That's what we'll talk about. That's what we got going on. We got Papa J in the house, the number one mod in the world. Good to see you, man. Appreciate you, of course. And as always, thank you, Wolfpack. Appreciate you, all you guys. Like the live. Sub if you haven't subbed already. Welcome to the family. I appreciate y'all. And before we jump into all these awesome, amazing subjects that we are just so looking forward to sucking our teeth into, we're brought to you by water. Without it, I'd be dead, and this show would not exist. So, water. Thank you so much for sponsoring this and keeping me alive. Go out and drink your water today. At least a cup. I know some people out there are not drinking a single cup of water. It's just get it out of the way. It cleans your organs, makes your skin look good. It is a whole thing. It's awesome. Water is awesome. Get yours today. And no, it's not Sprite. And no, it's not 7-Up. Steve-O in the house. Good to see you. Niners for life in the house. Good to see you. Showing some love. That's what I like to see. All right, let's go ahead and jump into the number one subject, which is 49er Pro Bowlers, man. I'm not going to lie. Yes, they deserve it, but I was kind of shocked. I was like, considering the season, a lot of players are like somewhat would be forgotten, like even Fred Warner, Nick Bosa, George Kittle. But guess what? George Kittle, Pro Bowler, 79 yards, 8 touchdowns, 3 total tackles. Bro has 3 tackles. Nick Bosa, 9 sacks, 1 interception, 52 total tackles. Fred Warner, 1 sack, man. He got a sack, got that in there. 123 total tackles. Amazing stat, amazing player. Fred is legit. There's some people saying we should trade Fred next year, which is Ellis take I've ever fucking heard in my life. And he's got 2 interceptions. Boy, oh boy, is he a good linebacker. I'm glad he's on our team. Phenomenal. And then, of course, there's Kyle Juszczyk. I know I'm going to sound a little bit like a Debbie Downer, but like he had some good moves. You know, an epic tackle, touchdown against the Lions. You know, I think he had a touchdown earlier in the year too as well. I didn't check out his stats. I just know that technically it's relatively biased when it comes to Kyle Juszczyk. Everyone knows he's the best fullback, even though he doesn't have to do much really. Like, and again, I know I'm being a Debbie Downer when I say that, but like, let's just be for real right now, okay? Just the big ones that deserve it, though, were George Kittle, were Fred Warner. Nick Bosa, I don't know if Nick Bosa really deserved it, but then again, all the great pass rushers are on the AFC side, so I can see how he kind of snuck in there a little bit. But still, regardless, Nick Bosa got injured, played really well against, what game did he play? Oh, I'm losing track. I think it was against the Dolphins. He kind of showed up. I think he played against the Dolphins. There's 2 games towards the end after his injury when he came back. I can't seem to bring it to my mind where he played pretty good despite his injury, and his injury is going to hold him back. Then he got laid the fuck out with the concussion by his own player, which was Samo, and he came back in the game and still dominated. So, like, I got to give Nick Bosa credit for his perseverance, his push through all his injuries and getting it done. Got to give him props for that for sure. Strawberry in the house. We got to see that. I appreciate it. Good to see you. And by the way, thanks to, I'm going to give a shout out to Papa J here. He says he wasn't the one that brought the restream. I'm pretty sure he was. I have to go back and check. I'm pretty sure he brought the restream for the new live I'm going to use. It's going to be like my backup setting for just in case I ever, use more than 20 hours of free streaming on StreamYard. I'll be using a different live. But there is one I will be thankful for because I believe it was him. I believe it was Papa J. But he says, see you later, Wolfpack. And ever since then, I absolutely fell in love with that. I was like, oh, that is dope. That is a dope name. I can't believe I didn't think of that. That's incredible. So shout out to Papa J. You guys are now called the Wolf Pack. Appreciate y'all. We're all fam up in here, man. That is dope. So thanks to him, I'm going to call you guys. You guys are now called the Wolf Pack. We're together. Appreciate y'all. He is the man, dude. He's the OG, man. OG supports many channels out there. He's all over the place, man. He's a staple in the 49ers community on YouTube for sure. All right, back to the Pro Bowl situation. Like I said, George Kittle makes sense. He was the best tight end in the league. I heard one person on TikTok say that he wasn't very good this year, which I literally had to correct him immediately. He's phenomenal. George Kittle was phenomenal, has a triple coverage touchdown, has multiple touchdowns in the red zone. And then towards that last game against the Lions, man, it looked like vintage George Kittle, dude. George Kittle's the man. He's the best tight end so far, I think, this year. Maybe Brock Bowers, the rookie tight end, maybe for the Raiders. But again, he's on the AFC side, not on the NFC side. But that tight end, Brock Bowers, is fucking really good. I know that we needed tackle and we drafted wide receiver anyway. But if there was a player in last year's draft to get that would totally been worth it, it was Brock Bowers. And it showed. Absolutely showed. Amazing player. But let's go back to this. George Kittle, amazing, deserved, well-deserved, absolute stud. Nick Bosa, again, there was better pass rushers on the AFC side, but if I had to give it to somebody on the NFC, it'd definitely be Nick Bosa. I mean, without him, that we've seen what it's like without him. Without him, there's no pass rush. Nothing gets done. It's dead in the water when it comes to the defense without Nick Bosa. And when he's out there, he showed a lot of heart during his injury. Fred Warner is, again, the best linebacker in the league. Phenomenal, best coverage guy. Is he the best in the run game? He's still really good. This is a little bit of criticism here, but it's he's still really good, but he's not Dre Greenlaw, right? Fred Warner is the best coverage linebacker there is. Best sideline to sideline linebacker. Best, he has really great run stopping ability. But Greenlaw, man, just put him out there. Absolute outstanding in the run game. Amazing player downhill. Love Greenlaw. But yeah, Fred Warner is an amazing player. So, and despite everything, and surprised me every year, says Papa J, I'm actually shocked that George Kittle has all these stats and doing really well despite everything. And it kind of goes to show just how important he is. He's 31 years old, guys. He is 31 and he's showing up, man. Well-deserved player. Some are saying hey, should we give him a contract next year, extend him? I do think we should extend him, but I got to be careful if you want to make him the highest paid tight end. I don't know, because he'll be 32 next year, right? So we got to be careful. Do I think he can keep doing what he's doing? Of course I do, but you also got to think about the future here. Maybe 2 extra years added to his contract, 3 the max. I wouldn't go any further than that, because then at that point he'd be 34, 35, and that's a little shaky. That's a little shaky. But he does deserve a little bit of a contract extension. He does deserve some money, a little more guaranteed cash. Same thing with Fred Warner. They're going to probably extend him on some level. He's going to only be, I think Fred Warner will be 28 next year. So he deserves an extension as well, some more guaranteed money, because next year, I believe he's out of guaranteed money next year, and he deserves it. Nick Bosa, I think his contract is still good. I believe he still has guaranteed cash, and that won't happen with an extension. So, yeah, I love these Pro Bowlers. They're just well-deserved. I really can't think of anyone else that really – I know some people we'll talk about Lenoir in a second. I guess you could say that's more of a snub a little bit. Pretty good corner, amazing corner, outstanding. He carried when Ward wasn't there, and Ward wasn't there for good reason. It was outside his injury, but Lenoir got snubbed. I believe it was Niner Pack that said what's his name was snubbed. Pooney was snubbed. I don't think so. Great guard, but I think there's better guards out there. Landon Dickerson is better. There's a few other guards out there I think are just better than him. So I don't think he was completely robbed of that. But he was up there. He was definitely up there to be considered. He's an amazing guard, but he did make mistakes this year, right? He had one bad game, I think. I can't remember what it was. He had one really bad game where he had 3 straight penalties on a drive, which completely killed us. He's still made mistakes, but his future, for Pooney's future, looks absolutely bright. So, yeah, let's go ahead and jump into the Lenoir had 2 picks. Come on, man. 2 picks. Yes, he did. 2 picks. All right, let's go ahead and jump over to what Lenoir had to say. So speaking of Lenoir, Steve, we'll jump over to what Lenoir had to say. Let's go ahead and see what some of his comments are first. Okay, what was the man saying? He clearly didn't watch football. Okay, what was that man saying? Clearly watch. I don't know, dude. It was on a TikTok live, and I was kind of scrolling through it. He makes TikTok content. That's pretty much his whole thing. And he responded. Someone said in a comment as I was passing by saying George Kittle wasn't very good this year, kind of useless. And he responded, he's like, yeah, he wasn't that good. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, come on, dude. That's wild, bro. Wolfpack is where Ayuk played and Purdy's brother plays now, 30 minutes from me. Nice, dude. That's dope. That's dope, dude. Kill surprises me every year. Fred Warner was the offensive Brown linebackers. Was the Amon-Ra St. Brown of linebackers this season? I would say better. I would say Fred Warner was definitely better than Amon-Ra because you're saying that he was the best wide receiver, right? And I don't think Amon-Ra St. Brown was the best wide receiver. Fred Warner, I'll take Fred Warner over Amon-Ra any day. Fred is the man. It's not just because he talks shit. It's not because St. Brown talks shit. Had nothing to do with that. I do think Amon-Ra St. Brown is a really good wide receiver. Does deserve some respect. Very tough player, right? Very cerebral, good in right running, very good wide receiver, but not the best, right? And Fred Warner is the best. More like Fred Warner is the Justin Jefferson this season, right? He's just that good. Lenoir had 2 picks. All right, so let's go ahead and jump over to Highway Robbery. Says this article here. Let me go through it, make sure this is what we need. Okay, all right. This is what Lenoir had to say about him being snubbed in the Pro Bowl. Jake in the house. We got Jake up in here. All right, let's go ahead and bring this up. Boom. Pa! Highway Robbery. 49er star gets mad online over Pro Bowl snub. Very dramatic. Very dramatic. All right, so. All right, let's see what he has to say over here. Committed highway robbery. Shake my head. Lenoir has also posted 2 stories Thursday with one caption. This is wild. While the other was a colleague of his stats, this was a collage of his stats this season. He continued to vent on X with 2 posts that read, "Are we watching film or going off name shit? Not close." And don't ever let them tell you draft status don't matter. I mean, draft status doesn't matter. I mean, like there's draftism. We've already established that draftism is a thing with Purdy, so that is true. But Amon-Ra St. Brown's won a Pro Bowl and he's a 4th round pick, right? Like there's a bit there, like there is draftism, but sometimes it's not. Are we watching film or going off names? Not even close. 100. Don't ever let them tell you draft stats don't matter. Those are the official tweets right there. So it's not bullshit. I'm not a fan of players complaining on Twitter, but thankfully, this is not some bullshit Twitter thing where he's complaining to the team, about the fans, and it's not like some self-inflicting wounds here. That, like, I know I complain about players, not be on X, like you should go there, like no one's gonna save you, like what the fuck are you doing? Things like this, sure, why not? Get yourself noticed a little bit. You're probably getting a lot of shit for it, and I think he understands that. But I respect Lenoir, and I do think he deserves consideration for the Pro Bowl. Definitely should have been voted for. I have to really think about it. I didn't really think about it too much if he got snubbed, but I mean, he did play phenomenal. He did have an amazing year, an elite year. I'm glad we locked him down this year. Because after this year, his number would have gone up. Let's be honest. Because after he got paid, he continued to play great, if not better. Because after he got paid, man, he started to pop off my screen a little bit more. Not gonna lie. Maybe they are holding Lenoir hostage because he did drop a gimme interception, I believe, against the Rams. It hit him like square in the hands, right? He was like, boom, and he dropped that shit. -1 aura, right? -5 aura, -10 aura. Not the best. It was right there in his grip, and he dropped it. But hey, like the saying goes, he's a cornerback for a reason, not a wide receiver. But you need to work on those hands, buddy, because you had a pick right there. He did have I think he was the one that had like a one-handed grab against the Cowboys. He jumped backwards, and he had like a crazy, like Odell Beckham-esque like catch, interception, or whatever. I could be wrong. Could be one hand, 2 hands. I don't know, but it was acrobatic. But you got to get that ball, dude, against the Rams. We needed that, man. That could have been a pick 6. I digress. Still, Lenoir played phenomenal. Deserves some love. What's we got? Lenoir. Hello. What up? What up, Drake? She's Rice mom type shit. Nah. He forgets Kittle, Warner were 5th, and Purdy was 7th. Purdy was 5th and 7th in voting? What? That's dope. That means out of all the NFC quarterbacks, which there are obviously 16, he was voted the 5th to 7th best quarterback. Hey, I'll take it. Steve-O, right? So that's how I feel. That's how I feel about Lenoir's situation. You want to complain, that's okay. If you want to go on X and complain and stuff, I can't think on the top of my head a better corner in the league right now that's better than him. I'm trying to think on top of my head. If you guys got some ideas who might be better than him, I don't know who got the corner for the AFC side. Who were the corners that got above him? I gotta check. Sorry, guys. I do not have that prepared. I'm looking for it right now. AFC, NFC. Okay. DN, guard, kicker. Brennan Aubrey deserves it for sure. But I don't want to digress. Dexter Lawrence, the Giants got a Pro Bowler there. No corner for the Eagles. Who's the corner? Cornerback Jalen Johnson got it from the Bears. Now he is a really good corner, right? And I think that's legit. I think he probably deserves that selection. How many interceptions did he got? 2 interceptions, 7 pass breakups, 7 tackles for a loss. Jalen Johnson is a really good corner, so respect to him. I think he kind of deserves it too. Who else we got? That one. There should be like 2, isn't there? There should be 2. I believe there's 2. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure there's 2 that deserve it. And then cornerback Byron Murphy Jr. Byron Murphy Jr. had a pretty good year. I'm not going to lie. What was his stats? It's not showing his stats. Let me check his stats. Was it Byron Murphy stats real quick? Byron Murphy Jr. stats real quick. Let's see. He's played good. Like Byron Murphy played fantastic. He's actually someone I wanted the 49ers to pick up when he became a free agent. But, I mean, it's very rare that a player goes from rival to rival, you know. I know Saquon just did it, but it's not as common as you think. Well, I guess the Baltimore Ravens did it, but I always kind of thought Byron Murphy did not like the 49ers. So, whatever. I'm like disproving myself like as I talk. All right, he had 6 interceptions, dude. Yeah, I think I'm sorry. I love me some Lenoir, but you could argue he's like the 3rd best, maybe even the 4th best. But out of the 2, Jalen Johnson and Byron Murphy kind of outperformed him. So, and you guys might disagree with me on that. I know you're 49ers fans. I might get jumped for that, but it kind of seems that Byron Murphy and Jalen Johnson did have a better year than them. Maybe next year, man, get more picks, make better plays, more plays. But those 2 corners definitely deserved it. You can't say Jalen Johnson and Byron Murphy didn't deserve the Pro Bowl, those Pro Bowls, right? If Lenoir made it, sure, not bad, whatever. But Byron Murphy had 6 interceptions. We just saw the tackles for a loss, 2 interceptions, which matches Lenoir. I gotta give it to Byron Murphy and Jalen Johnson. Sorry, guys. I'm going to give it to them over Ronnie Bell. I might get shot for that, but if cornerbacks are known not to catch balls, then maybe Ronnie Bell should be a cornerback. Not going to – you know what, Papa J? You know what, man? You might be onto something. I'm not even kidding. The dude can run routes. He can block. All right? I know that blocking's not a defensive thing, but like there is something there with Ronnie Bell. It's just not catching the ball. Maybe him being a corner might be the move because he's got the twitch, right? He can move, you know what I mean? But like his weakness is catching the ball. So maybe going for a corner might be a good idea, Pop. That might be it. Or buy a jugs machine or borrow the jugs machine from Mason, right? And just keep practicing catching balls left and right all fucking day. 24 hours a day because you could do everything right but catch. I just go out there and do that, you know? If cornerbacks known, no, that was the draft status, but they made Pro Bowls. Cam Brate had an Odell-esque interception against the Chiefs. Yes, he did. That was a crazy pick. Just Aaron Jones did it. He went from Green Bay to Vikings. That's true. Yeah, I know. I slowly disproved myself. I'm like, this guy. I was like, no one really does it. Then you got Roquan Smith going. You got Byron Murphy into it. But you got Aaron Jones going over the Vikings. I guess they kind of just did it out of spite. But Byron Murphy, I wanted him. I know he wasn't relatively fast, right? He's not a very relatively fast corner, but he was good. I liked him in Arizona. And look what he's doing with the Vikings, man. You know, look what he's doing with the Vikings. I liked him. I liked him a lot. I agree with you on Lenoir Wolfie. Hey, appreciate it. It's bold. It's bold to talk shit about Lenoir because hopefully one day I can interview that guy. And he's going to be like, I heard you motherfucker said I didn't deserve to be in the Pro Bowl, huh? The sports machine in the house. What up? Rookie Ronnie can tackle too. The sports machine. I wonder what kind of sports that guy spits. What kind of sports do you spit, man? Is it wide variety of sports or is it just football? Yeah, it's kind of a big deal. I don't think Roquan went to rival to rival. Roquan Smith went from the Baltimore Ravens to was it Roquan Smith? Or was it Patrick Queen? I always get those mixed up. I think it's Patrick Queen is what I'm thinking of. The 49ers are the best. We're the best. Bang, bang. All right. I saw someone defend Jake Moody. I had someone in my comment section too of one of my videos say Moody's great too. I've seen it. It blows my mind when you see that. I saw someone defend Jake Moody, and they actually made sense. We changed punters like halfway through the season, so it could be our older power donor or punter. I'm not on board with that. I feel like I don't agree with that. I'm not jumping on that because I've seen backup quarterbacks come in, different kinds of backup quarterbacks come in, and just hold the ball. Tucker's had different people come in, hold the ball. Aubrey's had different people come in and hold the ball. I mean, like, no. You saw the product from last year, and it transferred over to this year, right? And last year he had the same punter. He had Wisnowski throughout the entire thing, and he was ass. Next year he had when he had Wisnowski, he was ass. Then without Wisnowski, comes back from his injury, he was ass. Like if you told me he was doing great throughout the season, right, and then he got Pat O'Donnell in there and then played like shit, then yes, I'd be like, okay, you kind of have an argument there. But he had Wisnowski all of last year, and that was ass. He had Wisnowski up to his injury, and he played like ass. And then he comes back from his injury saying he's 100%. If you say you're 100%, you are 100%. Okay, there's no excuse at that point. You cannot argue it. You're 100%, you're 100%. If Purdy could have been injured, but if he's saying he's 100%, he's 100%. There's nothing you can debate about it. But Pat O'Donnell holding the ball as long as the laces are out, man. I can't do it. Well, that was probably Moody in disguise. 82% last year, not ours. He was ass. He's the reason why we lost the Browns. He's the reason why we lost multiple games. He's the reason why you could argue the reason why I know it was a block kick, but I mean, if he got better elevation there, maybe he could have got that extra point. In the Super Bowl, he was ass. And not in a good way. The 49ers would have made the playoffs, but all their other players are injured. 110%, man. If you've ever been part of the these lives and we have a conversation, we went down the list, man. It's 49ers 2020. I'll make this quick as fast as possible because there's some people who have been here for a while. They're like, I don't want to hear this shit for a long time. Injuries, holdouts, the worst rest in the NFL, personal tragedies, trash offensive line, which you can blame more of the organization on that. And then the holdouts, which caused some players to not be as good. Debo was washed. You know, there's just so many things. Injuries, man, all this. So bad. It's so bad. 84% is 84%, my bad. Yeah, you can say 84%, but when it mattered most, when you needed him to kick that game-winning field goal, I think he's done it like one time, right? We lost the Browns because of him. Brock Purdy had a 2-minute drive, brought it all the way down to the field, did his job, man, gave him a gimme. It was a gimme, and he missed. And he missed other kicks as well throughout that year, right? So you might want to say he was 84%, but he sure as hell wasn't that 84% when we needed him the most. This year, he was far from it, dude. He's literally 71.9%. Okay? Terrible kicker. If you guys want to defend him, if you guys want to be on that side of the field and defend him, go right ahead. That's fine. That is totally your thing. But I'm going to be very animated about it. I'm going to straight up say he sucks. When we drafted Moody, I was his biggest supporter, man. I was like, this guy's a great kicker, man. Totally worth a 3rd-round pick. If you got Justin Tucker, man, you got Justin Tucker. You cannot pass that down, man. And I'm not the type of guy to be like, hey, I'm going to stick to my guns and just hopefully I'm right down the line. You know what I mean? I'm not one of those people that's going to be like, oh, draft Trey Lance, and then be like, now, oh, he would still be good, but no one's giving him a chance. Not doing it. But if you guys want to be on board with the Jake Moody thing and still defend him, hey, guess what? If he goes to another team and plays elite, plays phenomenal, you'll have some sort of ground to stand on. You'll have something to hang your hat on, right? But I'm still sticking to my guns, all right? I've seen enough from that guy. Like, you can count on him missing. I can't do it. I can't do it. Well, someone on YouTube didn't break down, and on 2 of the kicks on Sunday, the angle of the ball was off. The laces weren't facing out, and one of the kicks, the ball was still moving. I'm not defending Moody, but there could have been more going on than we know. 100% Strawberry. Pat O'Donnell is an inconsistent holder. Wolfie, look at the clips of all of them holding the ball. He either holds the ball with the laces facing him or not directly opposite him. If the laces are facing him, right? If the laces are facing him, sure, then it's definitely the holder situation. But if the laces are a little bit to the left or a little bit to the right, and he's just kicking a non-laces ball, 1%. And then also, does he compare? And I haven't seen the video yet. In the video, does he compare it to other kickers, such as does he go to Aubrey? Does he go to Boswell? Does he go and look at those holders and see what they're doing? Because I have seen holders have the ball tilted a little bit and still make the field goal, right? I've seen that before. As long as the laces are out, man. So if he does then the breakdown, maybe a little bit more credibility there. But like just saying it's a little bit tilted or like the laces are kind of showing a little bit is not enough for me. It's not enough for me. I'm not doing it. I still want a kicker, but Pat O'Donnell sucks too. Definitely. And if Pat O'Donnell was the issue as the holder, they would have Brandon Allen do it. They would have Joshua Dobbs do it. I mean, they would have someone else do it, right? If that was actually a problem. If Moody thought Pat O'Donnell was the reason why he was missing his kicks, that would have been adjusted. They wouldn't keep putting him out there saying, hey, put this guy, hey, Pat O'Donnell, keep going. Because if Moody is sitting there saying, hey, I know how to do this, right? And this is the reason why this is being changing, they would have done something different. They would have brought in someone else to do the holding. Like, you guys want to give the team some shit, but I'm telling you right now, if the Jake Moody straight up said, the reason why I'm missing these kicks is because Pat O'Donnell can't do it, or just being like, hey, no offense to Pat O'Donnell, but he can't seem to hold the ball straight. Can I get someone else to do it? And I'll prove to you guys that it's the situation and it's not me. I promise you they would do it. I promise you against the Lions, they would have done it. Against the Rams or any other time he's missed a ball. In the Dolphins game, they would have done that. So if you want to blame Pat O'Donnell and try to defend Jake Moody, go right ahead. But I sure as hell am not. Because if you want to say it's Pat O'Donnell's fault, then it's Jake Moody's fault for not saying anything. It's Jake Moody's fault for putting himself out there. If Jake Moody's foot is still injured and he says he's 100% going out there, it is Jake Moody's fault. So that's wild, guys. That's wild. That's wild. You guys are blowing me away right now. You guys are like, I'm in utter shock. Moody sucks with a good holder and a bad holder. I think so too, man. I don't think it really matters. One exactly, new holder or the next kicker could struggle as well. I don't think it's the holder. That's wild, guys. All right, if you guys, all right. I'm just shocked. I'm just really shocked by this. I'm just really shocked by this response right now. But let's go. All right, Papa. So let's get a new kicker, not a new holder. And when the new kicker misses, we can shit all over the kicker. So let's get a new kicker. But you don't know that, right? And then not to mention, you had Matthew Wright out there, and you had Carlson. They made kicks just fine. Nobody shat on him. So, and again, to know if it's the kicker or not, and it's actually Pat O'Donnell, you have to get a new kicker. Laces are supposed to be directly opposite of the kicker. Moody's obviously not a good kicker, but I don't think it's a coincidence. He's got even worse with Pat O'Donnell. Strawberry, I agree with placing both of them. I'm with you, Papa. 2023 with Wisnowski Holdings, 84%. Pat O'Donnell, 71%. Now there's really good. He had Wisnowski this year, and he sucked. He had Wisnowski this year. Wisnowski was not out for the entire year. You guys are killing me. He did have the Super Bowl record for a minute. Hey, one great moment, man. One great moment. Wolfie, there's actually footage of the holder is not good. Wolfie, don't get it twisted. We're not defending. We were explaining why he's declined even more. In our game against Baltimore back in week 5, Evan Anderson missed a game-winning 50-throw battle. Our new punter holder dropped the snap, causing him to miss the field. Yeah, if you're dropping the snap, or if you're getting the laces in or whatever, then yeah, for sure, I'm on board with that. The Niners game against the Dolphins, Moody missed an extra point. He was washed. I can't lie. When Moody had Wisnowski this year, he only missed one kick. Wolfie, without him, he missed like 7 more kicks. I love you guys. I love you guys so much. I love you guys so much. If you guys want, hey. Yeah, all right. I could just be blinded by hate. I could just be blinded by the hate. All right. But I'm confident it's not the holder's fault. If it was the holder's fault, they would have fixed that. They would have changed that. I can't do it. I can't do it. I'm sorry. I love you guys, but I just can't do it. I just can't do it. He just one kick before the injury. When Mitch was the holder, he's been worse since he's back, and Mitch has been out. No one's saying his Moody's good, but those are facts. Steve-O, apparently people do. Yeah, apparently people do. All right, so if we go back and we look at so confidence is a thing for a kicker. You could argue that his confidence was shot, right? You're going to miss some kicks. Was it the punter holder's fault or whatever? No. Maybe it declined him a little bit, but there's no way that this punter holder guy was this bad to the point it made him that much worse. I think his confidence was just shot. I think he just declined because he lost his confidence, not that good of a kicker, and Debo coming at him could have helped hurt his confidence. I'm not on board. I'm not on board with it. I love you guys, but I'm not it. Tyler Hilton in the house. I still like Moody. He's just not the worst kicker. Hopkins is definitely the worst kicker for sure. We need a healthy Wisnowski next season, or else we're gonna have some same kicking problems. We'll see. I do think that Wisnowski is an elite punter at that, though. I'll give you that. I didn't learn that much. Steve-O. Debo killed his confidence. Every time I see Moody, I think of Debo. He has to think of it also. What up? Hey, we're showing some love. That's what I got to see. Chiefs are probably going to lose because they're resting their starters. They got the Broncos out. They're going to face the Broncos starters versus the backups. But we'll see. You guys are going to have like 25 days of rest, which is a lot. So Moody kicks at his toes. I noticed. Pat O'Donnell is not only a bad holder, but a bad punter, period. He can't punt more than 40 yards. Yeah, he's not a good punter either. I'm just making a new IG. Gotcha. Yeah, man. I mean, I just don't think that the punter affects him that much. But if you guys think so, okay, I know what you guys are saying. You're saying he's still bad, but the punter made him worse. Fine. You know what? You guys beat me down to that much. I will jump to that level. Okay, punter made him worse. But he was bad. He was not clutch. All right? He was not a clutch kicker, didn't do his thing, and it showed. He missed, and I can't get on board with it because even if the ball is tilted a little bit to the left, laces are showing a little bit to the left, he should still be making 30-yarder, 40-yarder field goals. I almost can't. Like, I want to get on board with you guys here, but it's just not enough for me. It's not enough. What? Mitch wasn't having a good year before he went on IR. By your comments, he should be gone too. Mitch is an excellent year. Excellent year. And if he were to have anything bad, it's because of his back, dude. Mitch Wisnowski, you're saying he had a bad year? Oh, that's crazy. We aren't saying bring him back. I think we should, I know you guys aren't saying bringing him back. I know that part. I understand that. But where we disagree on is you're thinking that there's some other contribute to like why he's so bad, where it's like he's not like his stats aren't exactly showing it exactly what he is. You still think he's like a bottom 10 kicker, right? Somewhere around there. Like he's still somewhere around there. But I don't think the holder is that much of a difference maker. I just don't. Maybe this is also Kyle's fault. He's never really treated special teams seriously, and I agree with that too. Wolf, you tripping? We got Carson Wentz. We'll see, but I don't think it's going to happen. You guys are resting all the starters, so I'll be shocked. Special teams is incompetent. You need a good punter, good holder, and good kicker. Yeah, special teams is bad. It doesn't need addressed. I don't like. That's one thing that frustrates me. You need a new special teams head coach. That'd be fantastic. Both his field goals were made from more than 50 on Sunday. He missed. What do you mean? This year, not so much. I don't understand this comment, Strawberry. This one I don't understand. I think Wolford should go to bed. Mitch is still great, but I still love you. I think you are remembering last year. The holder is bad. I think still win. The D is still good. Look, you guys, we're at a stalemate. I don't think it's that big of a deal for the holder. You guys do think that you still think he's a bad kicker, but you do think it was a difference maker. It's still a difference maker. Tyler Helton, sure you want to win. Would you rather risk playing Cincy or Denver in the divisional round? The football being at the wrong angle from 30 to 50 versus 50 might be different. I think Kyle's a big problem for the 49ers. I strongly disagree. I like Kyle. I know that Papa Jay's not a big fan. I did hear that Kyle took responsibility for the season, which is huge. Respect to Kyle for that. I mean, for him to come out and say, hey, guess what? This season's on me. For him to do that is pretty big. And I think he deserves some credit for that. So, I mean, it's a big deal. So, Kyle's a big problem. Their team is washed. Also, what did I miss, though? You didn't miss anything. The football being at the wrong angle from 30 versus 50 might be different. Yeah, if you want to give him credit, if you want to give him a pass from the 50 for the Pat O'Donnell thing, might be able to get on board with that, right? But if that is a problem, if Pat O'Donnell is a problem and the way he's holding the ball is a problem, Moody needs to say something. Moody needs to tell Kyle, hey, this guy can't do it. Can we get someone else that can hold the ball? Like there needs to be some responsibility of speaking up, because let's say you're right. Why isn't it being addressed? Why isn't something like the punter doesn't have to hold the ball? It can be someone else, right? There can be I've seen backup quarterbacks hold the ball. If it was that much of a difference, if Moody felt it was that much of a difference, Moody just be like, hey man, I'm missing these kids because of this reason. I don't think Kyle would be like, well, it's too bad. You got to go out there and kick Pat O'Donnell in clutch kicks that we need the most. It would be illogical. Like, if it was a problem, it would have been addressed. Yeah, some fans are still wanting a bitch, and he's taking accountability the way they wanted. I know. I don't know if you guys saw a comment of Brad Graham. He did the video. I commented. I'm not going to say to which fan base, but you guys know who I'm talking about, the one that shall not be named. I straight up said, like, oh, Kyle needs to take more responsibility. Takes responsibility for the season. What does this matter? He never takes responsibility. It's like, okay, not everyone is going to be catered to you. It's not always going to be perfect, right? It's not always going to be the best. But like when something good comes your way, when change comes your way, when accountability comes your way, you got to give them props, right? Like, it's just weird to me. And who knows? This could be the new, maybe Kyle Shanahan's looking in the mirror and being like, hey, I need to reinvent myself. I need to take responsibility for this season. I tried doing something different. It didn't work out. And okay. And this is from my own personal side of things for Kyle Shanahan. He takes responsibility for this season, as he should, okay? Whatever offense he was running this year wasn't very good, okay, in the red zone specifically. In the Lions game, it was, I bitched about it already, in the third quarter, pass. The fourth quarter, pass. That's dumb. You become predictable at that point. And he took responsibility for that, and that's what I love to see. That's what I love to hear. But how many head coaches take responsibility after going to a Super Bowl? What is there to take accountability for? NFC Championship games. Like, I understand, like, there may be some things you'd be like, okay, but I feel like that's cherry picking at that point. And this season, for him to go out there and be like, hey, this is what I'm taking responsibility for this, that's huge. That is a W in my mind. Okay, that's growth. All right, that is him. Because imagine if he went out there and did not take responsibility for the season, did not take accountability. That'd been worse. So it's like you want him to not take responsibility and accountability just so you could hate on him more. That's the only reason why you would ever give him shit for that. You could be like, oh, wow, he actually took responsibility for the season. Well, I mean, it's a start. It's a start. You could say that, even if you hated the guy. It's a start. If you take responsibility, man, you got to give him props. But it's like you're disappointed that he did take accountability. You're upset that he took accountability. You just want to hate the guy. That's it. You're like, I can't think of another reason to be like, how dare he take responsibility now? What are you talking about? All right, let's get some of these comments. I'm sure some people got some comments what I have to say about this. So that's the first. So why bitch about it before the Lenoir Pro Bowl? What did we discuss then? Just Pro Bowlers. We talked about the Pro Bowlers of Nick Bosa, George Kittle, and Fred Warner and Kyle Juszczyk. Well deserved. Jake, we've been ranting about the horrible puncher and kicker for the entire time. It's for like 30 minutes, man. For 30 minutes. Hey, like I said, guys, you guys could disagree with me, man, but I promise you I'm going to bring my passion. But I appreciate your guys' opinion. I truly do. I want you guys – I want to say that right now. I'm not saying how dare you have this opinion about Jake Moody. I'm not saying you guys are wrong at all. All right? We just disagree. And I respect you guys. I respect you guys' opinion. For real. It's insight, and you guys could be right about the Pat O'Donnell thing. But if, in my eyes, if it was just true, something would have been done about it if it was that big of a deal. But, yeah, I appreciate you guys being honest here. Appreciate you putting his opinion out there and speaking putting your voice out there. Kyle's a good coach, but flawed. His O-line's consistently not good enough. Doesn't treat special teams seriously and has trouble holding on to leads. Good play caller, usually not this year. Like, I think the problem with holding the leads, though, this year was, like, he felt the pressure of having to – it's like he kind of went into – how do I do this? It's like he's not comfortable with the lead. Like, he never has been, if that makes sense. It's almost as if he needs to be on all cylinders, firepower, pass. I don't know what Poggy's talking about when he says that Kyle is a run, pass, predictable play caller. I think he's like pass, run. pass, 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 because he feels that need to, like, I need to score a shit ton of points because my defense is ass. And that's why I feel like this year is how he felt. In the Lions game, that's where he fucked up. I think we all know that our defense is not very good, and we all know that Lions team was going to score touchdowns and score a shit ton of points. And I feel like for Kyle, who's a head coach getting paid millions of dollars, while us as fans, we have an excuse. He really doesn't. You still need to run the ball, right? Especially if you're doing play action, because then you're just going to become predictable, and it's going to be harder for Purdy to throw the ball to people because then the safety can just jump a route and get an interception because they know it's going to be a pass. So it's almost as if, like, I do agree that he's a good head coach. And Juan, you're spitting hot fire when you say this. Like, it's like he got a little uncomfortable with the defense and was like, I need to fire at all cylinders. It's all working. It's working because it was working, right? For the most part, it was working. And the only reason the first interception was Purdy's fault, not Kyle's, right? But that second one, I blame Kyle more than Purdy because it became predictable. It was a predictable play. It was a predictable play action. And all the safety had to do was just read the routes and jump it. Didn't have to think about the run whatsoever. And so I do think the pass came in because Kyle did not believe in the defense. Did not think the defense could stop. Felt like he had to make big plays left and right. And then the last interception that happened ruined that because Brock Purdy threw a bad interception. And so that's how it occurred. That's how I think happened with the Lions when it got out of hand. I do agree. Kyle needs to reinvent himself because this year it showed that there's some flaws in his game that a lot of teams are figuring it out. They're figuring out his protection schemes. They're figuring out the run game. They're figuring out the play action situation. Especially this year, there was barely any play action. It was all shotgun. So all they're ready to go is like, oh, they don't have CMC back there, so I know this is a pass, right? And if it is a pass, they're doing a check down to Mason or Garendo, which they don't feel a threat to yet. They don't feel like they have to take account for him. So they can just focus on the pass. It's almost as if Kyle went into the season with the game plan expecting CMC to come back and then just never really changed it from there, right? So, and I think that's what forced him to play CMC at the end. When CMC came back, he was like, okay, let's get back to the game plan that I wanted to do. Shotgun, check downs to CMC if I have to, and then CMC will make big plays. But it turns out that CMC was not the same. And then Kyle Shanahan's like, well, it's just any rep now, any play now, he's gonna be the same. And then my shotgun plays are gonna be amazing. And it never occurred. And it never came. So I agree, Juan, you're spitting hot fire. And I do not understand the special teams thing. That I don't understand. Because you are right, like they didn't address special teams this year and last year. But the years prior, they got the best. They got a special teams ace in George Odom. I think it was George Odom who won Pro Bowl special teamer, and I think they had another one the year before that as well. They had some pretty good special teamers. But these past two seasons, it's been pretty bad. I think it's been pretty bad. They've been very lenient and very nonchalant about the special teams, and I'm pretty sure we have the worst special teams head coach of all time. He is terrible, and it definitely needs to get replaced. So I do agree that O-line, it's okay. The flaws are because it's like he didn't want to change from the CMC play calling. Got afraid because the defense was bad, so he felt pass was the option. O-line, he's always been very not so serious about the O-line. I don't understand that. I understand that you think you're good enough to create protections, trick plays to fool the defense where you don't need it, and you're playing money ball with the offensive line, but that is dangerous, especially when you want to pay this man $60 million, $55 million, whatever it may be. You cannot do this for the rest of the year. You cannot do this next year. All right? There is obviously a problem in your play calling and your protections where you need elite players on the offensive line. Not elite, just good offensive linemen, mid offensive linemen, at least. It's atrocious. We got Pooney out there. That's great. Trent Williams is a little bit washed. Needs to get a little bit better. But we need to get a replacement for him. He's going to be 37 next year. What do you expect? Do you expect a 37-year-old, even Trent Williams, to suddenly just be back to his old self? I expect a decline. McKivitz is not the answer. McKivitz had a great season. McKivitz had a great season because Pooney is that good. Pooney saved McKivitz's ass multiple times. Our center, Brendel, has fallen on his fucking fat old ass so many times. He's bad at his job. So I'm with Poggy. He says the same thing. Enough with the terrible offensive linemen. I'm going to lose my fucking mind. And I said this last night, 2 days ago. If Kyle and John Lynch do not fix the offensive line in free agency, in the draft, we all need to just put our money together, fly down to San Francisco, Jaden Silent Bob style, knock on his door, and just kick the shit out of him. Okay? That needs to happen. There's just no fucking way you could go into this offseason and not think to yourself, offensive line is not a problem. And think to yourself that offensive line is not a problem. It's a fucking problem. Special teams, like I said, Juan nailed it. Special teams, what the fuck is with that for the past 2 years? Terrible. Offensive line has, as if you think you're that good, that you fool defense that much. And obviously the predictable play calling when it comes down in the fourth quarter with pass. So I get some water after that rant. One, I agree, isn't perfect by any means. He's not perfect. And that's another thing. Like, head coaches are usually flawed. They're mostly flawed, right? They're going to have flaws. Just like a franchise quarterback is going to have flaws, right? Not every quarterback can be the number one quarterback flawless. All right, make mistakes left and right. Not everyone can be Josh Allen of this year and Patrick Mahomes. Not everyone can do that. It's just, that's not realistic, right? It's what can you do to, okay, this player has flaws. How do I fill in that gap? And that's what makes a team. That's what makes a cohesive team. Like, this player carries this problem, that while this player carries this problem. It's kind of with Fred. It's like Fred Warner Greenlaw is like a good example of that. Fred Warner, amazing coverage guy. He does have good run stopping ability and stuff like that. But his main thing is back end coverage. Dre Greenlaw, his main thing is stopping the run. And together, they're an elite tandem. They cover each other's flaws so well that they're the best linebacker duo since Patrick Willis and Navarro Bowman. That's the same thing you do with a quarterback, you do with a head coach, whatever. You fill in those gaps, right? And some quarterbacks have little gaps, have little issues. Like, even Patrick Mahomes has been like, I need an offensive line, dude. I need some offensive linemen out there. And you know what the Chiefs did? They went out and got offense. Maybe not, they don't be that great of offensive linemen, but they still went out and got him protection because they knew he couldn't do it. He couldn't do it in the Super Bowl against the Bucs. His offensive line was atrocious. He had second-string offensive linemen out there for tackles, and he got demolished. He got his ass beat and only scored, 9 points? And now you got protection for Patrick Mahomes, so you can make those plays. I want to see what this team would look like with an actual good offensive line. I have not seen this team with a good offensive line since Joe Staley. And then year one, Mike McGlinchey. Right? After that, he became terrible. Once Joe was gone, like I don't know what happened with Mike McGlinchey, but Joe took it with him, sucked the soul out of McGlinchey. He was different. Right? I think we had Weston Richburg. I know we had some sort of good center at the time. Like, our offensive line was relatively good. Went to the Super Bowl. This time around, dude, no offensive line. Brock Purdy's out there getting his ass beaten, murdered. I want to see what this team looks like with an offensive line. For fuck's sakes. All right, I went on a huge rant. Let's get some of these comments. I think O-line is big problems for 49ers. What fan base shall not be named? I'm not going to say it, but it's the people in the chat know. The Wolf Pack know. Trust. They know. Keep Brock Purdy next year 110%. Do you want to risk playing Cincy? I think Cincy, if Cincy makes the playoffs, dude, they're dangerous. They're dangerous. They're Baker Mayfield dangerous. When I mean by that is because he used to be like, I woke up dangerous. He shall not be named. His fan base aren't even 49ers fans. They're all Rams and Chiefs fans. If they're really root for the team while they're shitting on their own QB and coach, they probably should leave. I know. That's one thing. I'm not going to go too much into this because obviously I told myself I'm holding to a higher standard and I can't be talking about those things. But if they'll say it's all Kyle's fault. The scheme is bad. It's terrible. And then they'll say Brock Purdy's terrible and he's bad, but yet he's able to put up amazing stats. You literally in this situation, you cannot say it's you cannot say it's both. It's one or the other. They'll say Brock Purdy's shit, not good in the fourth quarter. Then they'll say that Kyle Shanahan is shit and not good in the fourth quarter. Like, if it was that bad, it would be a lot worse for this team. This team would not have done good last year, would not have gone to the Super Bowl last year, not have gone to the NFC Championship the year before that, right? Like, who are you blaming here? Like, you're putting the majority of the blame on both situations, and you can't do that. Pick one. Pick one. O-line's a huge problem, and I have no faith that they fix it. Forrester was talking about how Brendel's quick twitch, whatever the F that means. Quick twitch to fall on his ass. That's what he did. Quick twitch to fall on his bum. Jake Lowe shall not be named. Yeah, got that. Karen. Yeah. Wish I knew who shall not be named. There's so many. Brian in the house. Thanks, Papa. Jake, I'm down. We play with both of them. Exactly, Wolfie. His mouth always moving, but never says anything. Only knows football drama. I know. Some people like it because I'm not gonna lie, he does have a funny mannerisms, right? He does have good sarcasm and jokes and stuff like that. But when you do that and have a serious take at the same time, people take you as gospel and not as you as a comedy skit, right? And that's the thing. Like he claims to be this and then also this, right? Like there's a middle you have to meet. So at least Tyler got that confidence. He does. He should have that confidence, man. I mean, the Chiefs have, and I'm not trying to go around about Chiefs here, but the Chiefs, I have the Chiefs winning the Super Bowl because there's nothing that's telling me they shouldn't win. So if I was a Chiefs fan, I'd be like, yeah, I'll take Cincy on, dude. Why not? I got this. Shit, I'll take on the Bills. I'll take on the Ravens, dude. I'd be talking so much shit. Is Fred in the Pro Bowl? Because I don't know. KK 9117B. Guess what? Guess what, man? Fred Warner. He's in the Pro Bowl, baby. He made it. Best linebacker in the league, baby. Best linebacker in the league. Let's go. He is. Mahomes is no Pro Bowl. No Pro Bowl this time around. No. I don't think he's a Pro Bowler this year. But he wins games when he has to. I'm calling now Patrick Mahomes is going to win MVP and Pro Bowl next year. We'll see. I mean, another year with Worthy. Hopefully you get better offensive linemen because Taylor and your guys' rookie, maybe Samatea would get better this year. We'll see. Shout out to Papa J. Papa J! It's like Brock late in games. He knows the defense can't stop a nosebleed, so he does too much and ends up putting poor decisions, throwing interceptions. Yeah, no, I think that's the same thing, but it's like that's my opinion too. I agree with that. I think that at some point he just feels like he has to. It's kind of coming back to what I said about the Rams when Brock was, for the most part, yeah, he wasn't great, but he was still keeping the game close. But the moment Debo dropped that ball, it changed. If I was Brock too, I'd be like, fuck, dude. I can't get the ball. I'm not giving shit to Juwan Jennings, but can't get the ball to Juwan Jennings. He's dropping the ball because he was dropping the ball. Kittle was dropping balls too. And then they were covering those two players like crazy. The Rams were. They were leaving Debo relatively open. Debo was dropping balls. And I think at that point where Debo dropped what would have been a touchdown, Brock Purdy's like, what the fuck do I got to do? What can I do? What the hell? Sorry, guys. What the fuck was that? I had a little ghost blur there. But I think that's where it comes with Brock Purdy. I think Brock Purdy at the end just feels like, I don't have what I need to get it done. And at the end of the day, he just feels like he has to make that big play, that miracle play. If he could just take that aspect out of his game and keeps playing like he does in the first, second, and third quarter, goes in the fourth quarter. I do blame, like I said, the Lions lost more on Kyle with his second interception. But there are games, like in the Rams game, that interception was his fault, right? But that's because nobody was doing anything. Nobody was getting open. The Rams were shutting everyone down. They knew they just had to let Debo roam because Debo wasn't going to do shit. And obviously he didn't. Like, Debo saw a lot of targets in that game, did absolutely nothing. So, and he felt like he had to make it happen. Happy New Year. Kyle needs to call more run plays since Isaac is a good running back and it could have helped us during the Lions game. I know at the end of that game, dude, in the fourth quarter, at the end of the third quarter, dude, he gave up on the run. It was just passed like crazy and just became predictable. Dink and Dunk content creator. What's Dink and Dunk? What's Dink and Dunk? Is it just like simple content? Is it just like, I like Saquon Barkley not playing. That's cool. End of video. What's Dink and Dunk? I'm like bagging on him, but I don't mean it like that. I was kind of talking shit. Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Good to see you. I can see Kyle being a better OC than a head coach. I'll disagree. He could be better as an offensive coordinator because he really was with the Falcons, had an amazing year, but he still made the Super Bowl. Yeah, he had that comeback, but I think that was more the head coach than him. But yeah. Tyler, special teams have been solid as well. Your defense is fantastic, man. The D not getting a stop isn't much of a justification to stop running early in the fourth quarter. Yeah, I don't think that's what I'm saying. Like, you need to keep running the ball, man. Like, I just felt like Kyle felt the pressure of having to score points like crazy. So he just was like, pass. Here are my best passing plays. This is what I'm going to do. And it just caught up to him. Mahomes has been struggling with everything this year. I'm not worried about it. Chiefs 51 right now because of the D. Whenever the offense slows down, the D is fantastic. And they got miracle plays, dude. Special teams has blocked that kick. We all know about the Ravens' toe, literally the toe being out of bounds, so it could have gone to overtime. There's so many things, man. So many. They've had quite the year. Agree, Jake. The game was still close, too. Not like they were up multiple scores. It was like back and forth game, and they were just doing just fine mixing with running pass. Even after Brock's interception, it was still a one-score game, I believe it was, right? Like, he was still in it, even after they scored. I'm pretty sure it's still a one-score game. You still run the ball. It was working. It was working just fine. You just needed one score. If it was multiple scores, fine. I get it. You need to pass the ball, get it down the field, kick the ball back, and try to score again. I understand that. But it was a one-score game for majority of that whole situation. And during that situation, it was pass. Wolfie, I'm not sure if this is entirely on Kyle, but they barely practiced the new kickoff in training camp. It was like an afterthought. Yeah, that's stupid. I don't know if they did that. If they did not practice that kickoff situation, that's pretty bad. I cannot defend. Like, it is Kyle's responsibility because it's his coaching staff to tell his special teamers, you need to focus on this new kickoff rule. It's important. So if he didn't do that, or if the special teams head coach, who's terrible, the worst in the league, didn't do that, that falls on head coaches. That falls on Kyle Shanahan's head, for sure. Even if Kyle told the special teams head coach, do this, focus on the new field goal, kickoff return situation, do this, and the special teams head coach doesn't do that, still Kyle's fault. It's his man. It's his coach. It's how it works. That's me, Papa. They better get a new center. Brendel's the worst player on the 53-man roster. He's not even starting this league. He's barely practiced. He's fucking terrible, dude. Fucking terrible. How long has it been since the defense got a turnover? I'll wait. Didn't they get a turnover on downs against the Lions? Doesn't that count as a turnover? I think it counts as a turnover, doesn't it? For our Brian, you might be waiting a while. Papa! With good O-line, maybe Purdy can reach. I hope that I want to see what he looks like with a good offensive line. I just want to see what he looks like with a good offensive line. That's all I want to see. you know what? Not even a good one. Just one that's like ranked 10th, 15th. You know, like an actual one that's better than this one consistently, dude. Like, I want to see one. I'm not asking for a top 5, like maybe 12th, 11th, 13th, you know, somewhere around there. Offensive line. That'd be great. I want to see what he looks like. And I haven't seen it. Yet. With a good offensive line, maybe we can reach his full potential. I mean, why not, dude? The dude throws dots when he's not under pressure. The dude throws dots when he is under pressure, but this year he's been under so much duress, probably under pressure like 90% of the time. But like, if he's pressured just a little bit less than he is now, I would expect him to be a lot more confident in his plays and his throws. I mean, if you're constantly under arrest all the time, you feel like you have to make a big play every single time. I don't know. Kyle Murray will throw one to you. Just got to take advantage. That's true. Spitting hot fire, strawberry. I'm going to Kansas City Chiefs. I'm going to be honest with you guys. Eric Schroeder knows if the QB and head coach are both trash, how did they make the Super Bowl? Exactly. It's just one or the other, man. Like, I understand if they were both trash, they wouldn't make the playoffs. Like, you wouldn't make the playoffs. If Brock Purdy was as bad as he was in the fourth quarter, we wouldn't make the playoffs. We wouldn't have made it past the Packers game if they were both trash. We wouldn't have come, even with the Lions in the NFC Championship game where Dan Campbell was just asking us to have a comeback. We never would have took advantage of that and won the game if they both sucked, if they were both trash. I don't understand that. Spin off fire, Eric. Spin off fire. Best Chiefs fan I know. Best Chiefs fan I know. Andy Reid sucked too before the Chiefs. Yeah, he was bad. He wasn't bad against the Chiefs. I don't think so. I actually think he was pretty good with the Eagles. I was actually shocked when they fired him at the time. And I think they should have stuck with him. But obviously it worked out for the Chiefs, right? Mahomes, he's the Grim Reaper and him. That duo is fantastic. We didn't get to all the subjects, but I'll probably go live tomorrow and we'll jump to the next thing because I don't think there's many more subjects that's going to come up. We got Lenoir. We got the Pro Bowlers. Tomorrow we'll probably talk about 49ers versus Cardinals. We'll probably talk Lions versus Minnesota. Who do you guys got winning? And then we'll get to that. Shut up. Mom's losing Brady. I mean, it's only backup quarterbacks can beat Mahomes, Brady, mid-ass quarterbacks and backup quarterbacks can only beat Brady in the Super Bowl. Talking about Eli Manning and fucking Nick Foles. Only mid-ass quarterbacks can beat Brady. I did not end up watching it. Sorry, I apologize. I did not watch that. I'll actually write that down. I'll write it down. Agger skit. Annie Agger skit. I'll write it down. I wrote it down. Boom. I'll watch it. Stop hating on me, Mahomes and the team. It's not much to hate, man. You know what I mean? It's not much to hate. Wolfie seeing ghosts. Mahomes inherited Alex Smith's team. Don't worry, bro. You'll be 14-12 in no time. No time at all. I don't want him to check down all the time, but force it either. True. Tyler, a lot of people want to hate on the best team, usually just how it goes. You're the new Patriots. Yeah, it's true. No matter one spitting hot fire at this one. If you're good, especially in football, if you're good, you're the best team, you're always going to have haters, especially if you're going to three-peat. If you're going to make history, you're going to have haters. If you're going to make history, you're going to have haters. Get an eye exam right now. I'll be back in a bit. Take care, Papa J. Good to see you, man. Good luck with your eyeball. Sounds like you're saying the 49ers need to draft another receiver that can beat man coverage. No, filthy in the house. I think Pearsall so far has shown that he could be that guy. And Ayuk, if he comes back normal, we're good there. I think we can get back to our ways of beating man coverage because those two guys can. Pearsall looks like he could beat man coverage, and Ayuk looks like he could beat man coverage. And that's two guys right there. So I don't think we should get wide receiver. I think we should get offensive line. Receiver is far from my worries, like way far from my worries. I'm not taking advantage from a Chiefs fan ever. They were 24-28 when he threw their first interception. I love you, Brian. I think you go the treatment, but I love you, bro. Can't remember who, but someone was saying if the defense is going to keep stacking the box, you need to pass. Yeah, I'm relatively so, yes. But if the box, no. Like if you stack the box, But that's why you disguise. Like you disguise as a bunch of people in the box, right? And then all of a sudden everyone in the box just drops into coverage. So that's what happens with the disguises. Taylor never attacked a faithful the 45 years. I'm not in your best control. Prom Brady. Maybe turn this turns out to be right. Brock is going to have to go a different team if you want to see him with a decent offensive line. I hope so, man. I think I've got a feeling about this year. I'm going to make a prediction this year. I'm not going to make the prediction yet. I still need to see it. So don't quote me yet. But I got a feeling that we're going to address offensive line this year. I got a feeling. All right. I know you guys all guys comments, but I can't get through all these ones. But thank you guys so much for your comments. I appreciate y'all. You guys still here? Hey, you guys still here? Oh, okay, I'm back. All right, so my battery died on my laptop, and I don't know if you. It kept it going. That's wild. That's why I was like, I saw that the comments were still going, and I was like, wait a minute, how's that possible? My battery died. Why? How am I still alive? I was typing like, oh shit, guys, this shit, my shit closed. I was typing all the thanks to everybody. And I saw the comments were still going. I was like, wait a minute, that's weird. All right, so I was gonna bounce anyway. I was just about to say my goodbyes. I was just about to peace out anyway. But that's awesome, man. That's fucking hilarious. All right. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. All right. So I'm gonna keep saying I'm gonna say my goodbyes now. Now it's all weird. The vibes are a little weird now because I don't know where I started from. Anyway, I was about to say my goodbyes to everybody, and I appreciate it for the stream because it was like an hour and 15 minutes of the live, and I want to save some of the hours for tomorrow and Poggy's stream on Sunday. So we didn't get to the Saquon thing. We didn't get to a few things, but we'll get to that tomorrow and Sunday, and then we'll still talk about a few things there too as well because we talked about the Pro Bowlers, we talked about Lenoir being snubbed, and then which are the two big things, and then obviously we had a great conversation about football in general. So I appreciate you guys. To everyone who stuck around, man, thank you guys so much. I appreciate you guys, all the love. That's awesome. Be sure to like the live, guys. Helps me out a lot. Thank you so much, 49 Brian, for joining live. I appreciate you, Jake. Thank you so much, Tyler. Best Chiefs fan I know, 110%. Juan, as always, good to see you, man. Thank you so much. Who else we got that came in here? I don't know, it was more in here. Papa J, of course. Best mod it broke and asked for. Filthy, I thank you so much for joining the live and commenting, support the channel. Who else? Eric, thank you so much for jumping in. Steve-O, of course. Great conversation, man. Thank you. Strawberry, amazing fella. Thank you so much for supporting the live, man, and the content. You guys are all part of the Wolf Pack, man, 110%. And that's everyone, man. Thank you from the bottom of my heart, man. From my heart, this channel is absolutely nothing without you guys. You guys are OGs. You guys are clutch. You are the anti-Jake Moody, and I couldn't ask for a better family. I couldn't ask for a better Wolf Pack to support this channel. I have 3,600 subs. I never thought I'd ever get in my entire life, and we're continuing to grow. And one day we're going to be monetized, and we're going to pursue this dream. And it's just, it's so surreal. Like half the time I wake up, like I can't believe I make content and it's going somewhere. So thank you guys so much from the bottom of my heart. You guys are amazing. To everyone who watches this live later, ignore the black part where it starts maybe for a couple minutes, it goes black, things disappear. Sorry about that. Laptop died, but hey, get the live up. Clutch StreamYard, I guess. Sub. If you haven't subbed already, you become part of the Wolf Pack. We're a great family here. We just have a conversation. Non-49ers fans, too, as well, are welcome. We just like to have a great conversation. That's what this is all about. All right, we don't always get to every single subject, but hey, as long as we're having a good time, that's all that matters. Like the live. It puts the video out there. It helps support the channel big time. Other people can see this, and they can become part of the conversation. And one day, like I said, this will become something more than it actually already is. And I appreciate that. And from the bottom of my 49ers heart, I appreciate you guys. And every single like makes my heart go from here to here. All love, fam. And I'll see if there's some last comments. I did say one. But thank you guys so much. Like I said, every single like makes my 49ers heart go from here to here. You got two of those. Two. Appreciate you guys so much. You guys are amazing. All love Wolfpack. All love fam. I'll see you tomorrow. Bang, bang, not a gang. Let's go. Bang, bang, bang.